Well, welcome everybody. It's Monday night. It's time to play some Soulherder. I'm Joe. Known to some as Merfolk Joe, but I'm not playing Merfolk this evening. I started this league with the Soulherder list. Got off to a terrible start at 0-2. I lost to Jund, which was ridiculous. They just had like every single turn like the craziest possible cards. Like you guys have all played against Jund, and you know what I'm talking about. Like when they have like the mega nuts, where it's like turn 1 discard, turn 2 Ren and 6, turn 3 Liliana, turn 4 Bloodbraid, turn 5 Clothis plus whatever, like Tarmogoyf. Next turn 3 more Tarmogoyfs. It's just like, and I like maybe I mulligan to 5 or something, and so Jund beat me in round 1, and then unfortunately I lost to Black Red mid range, which is very much a value deck. Sort of similar to ours in the respect that it draws tons and tons of cards. Like it has Lurrus, multiple copies of Lurrus in the main deck to just recycle all of their baubles from the graveyard. How else? They just have 4 seasoned pyromancers, so they're constantly drawing like 2 new cards. So I lost game 1 in like a long fight. It was really obnoxious. I was like clawing my way back the whole game, and then finally like he was able to just like lean on me enough. Game 2, I kept like the most beautiful opening hand. It was Breeding Pool, basic plains. That was the downside. But I had all my color. I had blue, green, and white. The 3 basic colors in the deck. And then the hand was like 2 snakes, 2 Teferis, and Uro or something like that against this mid-range deck. So amazing hand. I was on the play, but I went like 7 turns. Literally, it was 7 draws deep in the deck. It didn't take 7 turns because I'm like, well, maybe it did because I wasn't actually casting spells. At any rate, I think I did manage to cast a Veil and counter one of their Thought Seizes, which was nice. But after drawing 7 cards, I didn't hit a single land. And so I lost to Black Red. I lost to Jund. I was 0-2. I won the last match against some brew that was playing like Platinum Empyreon and some crazy enchantment. I think I named it in here. It was like Favor of the Mighty. So they were trying to get this down. They had Giver of Runes, and they were just trying to protect the Platinum Empyreon, but it didn't work very well because I was just able to get like Cord for Night, and then they would try to give it protection with, I bounced this thing with Teferi. It was a pretty easy matchup. So, hey Ferdy, hey DV, welcome to the stream this evening. Just giving you guys the rundown. Currently sitting in this league. Was unable to finish it, so I'm just gonna jam the end of this league. Obviously, the goal is to try to finish in the positive. With this build so far in the last month or so, I've gone 5-0 twice, 4-1 3 times. So that's 5 results over 3-2. And then there's been like 10 leagues where I went 3-2, and literally only one where I ended 2-3. None that I ended 1-4. The deck has been feeling really good. I think if you work out that math, it's somewhere south of 70% win rate. One of you guys can actually crunch the numbers if you want, but if 3-2 is exactly 60%, 4-1 is 80%, and it's like almost all 3-2, so almost all 60% with a couple 100% with the 5-0s, a few 80% with the 3-4-1s, and then the 140%. I'm pretty sure it's like maybe 68%. But the deck has been feeling great in general. I'm doing well. I just finished work. I took a short walk around the block with my wife because it's a lovely evening. It's starting to get more like fall weather around here, at least in the evenings, which is nice. So let's go ahead and jump in. Hopefully we can get paired against like Jund and just get a rematch and destroy them. How are you guys doing? What's going on? What's going on with you? Have you been playing Magic? If you've been playing Magic, I guess it's on Magic Online or maybe Arena. Have you guys been winning? What kinds of decks have you been playing? All right, we won the die roll. That's a good start. And I mean, this is a hand. This is a hand. We definitely want some kind of value creature, but we have a fetch that, if nothing else, we can go grab back with Eternal Witness. So we're going to keep this. Hey, Rodeo-san. Welcome to the stream. Glad to hear that the weather's been beautiful. The only complaint, I guess, on my side is that, you know, I don't really go outside that much with this whole pandemic thing going on. Some kind of red deck. I'm gonna bolt my bird. Pretty classic. Okay, you got it. I guess they don't have a prowess creature yet. Snake. No snake. All right, so we'll use this opportunity to start filling up the graveyard. Actually, I would love to actually fetch for this land. So maybe I just want to play that land now. Next turn, I guess, is just going to be like Eternal Witness, get back birds or something like that. Could also just play Knight, gain some life, but no rush. They're not really pressuring me yet. So could also just go get like basic blue and then go get Canopy Vista. That's probably also just fine. So yeah, that's probably how I'll do it. Okay, Kiln Fiend, so set to die unless we can do something about this Kiln Fiend probably. So as I said, we're going to get basic island and then go get Canopy Vista. That lets us cast any of the cards in our hand, I think. Jesus, we need to stop drawing lands. I think I'd rather they like gut shot my Knight of Autumn. I guess the question is whether I make him into a 4/3, or her, I should say, into a 4/3 and hope that they can't like gut shot it to death, and then just chump here, or whether just like gain 4, let it get lava darted, and then just get run over for a bazillion damage. Thing is, with 6 cards in their hand, they're going to be able to kill it almost no matter what, so the life gain is probably just worth more. And if I'm going to chump with something or have something just get killed, particularly without any mana for Ephemerate, I'd prefer to just like run out the Knight right now. All right, you know what? I was on the fence about gaining life versus playing it out as a 4/3. They didn't play a creature on turn 1, which means they have plenty of cards in hand to deal with what I'm working with. So I'll play it as a 4/3, and we'll sort of learn a lesson. We'll see how prowess plays through this. I mean, the goal here is to either prevent an attack or just like chump. But if I get to block, it's going to die. So odds are it's just getting killed here. So you know what? In hindsight, I probably should have just gained the life. I don't know. it's the hard spot, right? Because they play so many gut shotty things, right? So to kill this now, they need to throw 3 gut shots at it, or 1 lava dart, sack, and then a gut shot, or something like that. But they have 5 cards in hand with 3 mana floating, so pretty sure I'm just screwed here. Okay, they're looking for that removal spell. Looks like they might not have found it. Am I in the clear here? Oh, this would be amazing if I get away with this. Opponent just slow rolling the bolt or something. Come on, don't do me like that, please. Oh, God. Thank goodness. Well, that's corny. Not what I was hoping to draw. Man, The weird draws. But opponent couldn't deal with the Knight of Autumn that turn, so we're hoping that he can't deal with the Knight of Autumn this turn. So I feel like I have to pay life for this, get the birds back and put them on the battlefield just to get as many bodies as I can, you know? We've unfortunately flooded like crazy so far this game, and we have the awkward double witness here. So, I mean, we were looking for, you know, like any number of good things. Siege Rhino, Hostage Taker, Deputy of Detention, even like Uro or various snakes. Ephemerate would have been pretty good. Opponent didn't play their land from exile here, which is strange. Maybe the opponent is not the most sophisticated. So now a deputy would be sort of okay. Path is. I'm not gonna complain about Path, and I'm actually not gonna cast this Eternal Witness. I could actually hold up. No, let me slow my roll here. I'm gonna play the Plains. I'm gonna Path. I'm gonna Eternal Witness. I'm just gonna Path again. Then I'm gonna start attacking. I think we may have turned the corner here. Wait, let's do that ordering correctly. I should have played this tapped. I forgot I had the Birds of Paradise. Just need to like get in the magic mood here. But I can leave the birds back as a potential blocker if it seems like I'm in danger. Probably no reason to do it now. I might as well just do it on upkeep. Obviously the sequencing there was important, but I can just wait and not give them extra lands for no reason. So I'm gonna get in with both of these guys. Hey Odysseus, welcome to the stream. Hey Paintball, welcome everybody. Happy to have you guys here. Opponent blocking here. Interesting. Okay, well I get to save my removal spell. That seems nice. I don't know about this opponent. I'm not saying that my my situation is amazing here, but opponent, maybe they have a Reveler. Okay, Monomorphos. I mean, they know that I have the removal. They've got one card in hand. They have no, oh, they have the Lava Dart. That's nasty. That is nasty. That's like a board wipe right there. But they're casting it now, so like, weird. Going after this guy. Now I can just blink this guy. So strange. Like, this is so important here, this card. But let me go ahead and deal with this Soulscar Mage. All right, so one Lava Dart in the graveyard. No threats. We've got a nice graveyard here. Another Path. That's quite nice. We'd love to hit something like an Ephemerate at some point. The opponent knows I have this Path. They don't know that I have a land in hand. So rather than, I mean, they might just kill Eternal Witness anyway, but there's no real reason to play the Hallowed Fountain right now. Although, yeah, if I draw Uro, I can play him, play this, and then cast Uro. So I'm just going to keep the Hallowed Fountain in my hand. There is Cardboard Live over here, Odysseus, if you want to check out the list. It's very, very similar to what I've been running recently. Opponent just passing the turn. I can dig it. I brought Knight of Autumn back to the main deck, as you guys can see. I don't know how I'm doing okay in this particular game when I've just flooded to the nth degree here. Okay. Weird plays, opponent. Weird plays. What? You don't even have your Soulscar Mage on the board anymore. Oh, they have a card in hand. I see. Oh, they drew another Lava Dart. That's fun. So they get to just kill all my creatures now? So obnoxious. All right, well, we do need to draw some kind of good cards eventually, right? It can't. The deck is not just entirely lands. Oh, opponent. So impatient. Oh my god, this is so stupid. Now this dude just gets to draw 3 cards for no reason, just because he top decks like a boss. God, this is so absurd. Lava Dart into Bedlam Reveler. Can I draw something, deck? Please? Please? Pretty please? Don't really care. Just something that I can cast. Not a Birds. I'll go ahead and say not a Birds. Even like the third Witness at this point is probably okay. We want more blue mana here, I think. We've got our white sort of covered. Oh my god. I'm going to lose this game, guys. I'm going to lose this game. That was so ridiculous, that series of draws. So nothing but lands. Opponent draws Lava Darts and Bedlam Revelers. So now he's got 3 cards in hand with the Prowess creature on the board. Crash through. Blocks are bad. Still 3 cards in hand. Why not? Let's go. Oh, fine. I think I'm dead now. Might go down to 1, but I think I'm dead anyway. Lava Dart. Where did that even come from? Just had it in his hand? Oh my god. This is ridiculous. I'm upset. I'm officially upset. That game was like super easy win if I drew anything other than like 8 lands. All right, let's just hope that we get some good cards. Yeah, a little bit salty. Whatever. Moving on. Come on, deck. Let's go. Bring these cards in. Oh my god. There we go. I take out all my birds. I take out all my forces. I brought in this third Purge for this league, and you can, you know, it's fantastic in this matchup. I think Teferi's good, so I'll bring in Teferi. And I think I'm just going to run it like this. I think Deputy and Knight are both fine. I think Knight as a 4-3 actually almost won me that game. God, this league has just been the worst beats. Like, one bad beat after the next. Keep 2 lands and don't draw lands for 7 turns. And then this game, I just drew like 8 lands. I just can't draw like semi-normally. 6 lands, okay. 8 lands, I'm gonna lose probably. Okay, all right, let's go deck. Keep this. This seems okay. Just don't give me like 27 lands now. But I wouldn't mind like 1 more land. Okay, so I think I'm going to start like blue-white and then get green. Could also go green, white, and blue is better. Green, white, and blue is better because then I've got white and blue already set for Deputy. I'm going to take a Lightning Bolt here. So I'm sure we're going to see some Kozilek's returns in this game, the way that things have been going. Maybe turn 2 Kozilek's return, just to be nasty. Okay, that resolves. All right, well, we did want a 3rd land. Decent. And I think I can just pass the turn here. Not a lot to do. Just all semi sort of painful lands so far. I could just attack here since I'm going to path this guy, but whatever. I'm not going to win by 1 point of damage. I don't need to cast the path until I do need to, right? So just chill for a little while. Shrine is something. Now, it's damage equal to number of charge counters to any target. So I'm going to want to deal with that thing. Because it could kill this guy, like, next turn. Yeah, not having it, opponent. Not having it whatsoever. I'm not even going to use the path right now, I don't think. Maybe I should. Just mana efficient. Just get the threat off the board. We've got another removal spell in hand. No reason to be cocky and, like, not just use it, right? Chord could be good down the line. All right, so, you know, they have to deal with Deputy. That's not putting a counter on that thing. And I think I will go ahead and attack now, maybe. Again, I'm just going to chill. I'm being super conservative, but no reason to let them go, like, Swift Spear into a good attack. Okay, Lightning Bolt. I could just sack this right now to prevent it. I kind of want to just prevent it. So let's do it. See how it goes. Okay. El Dardarino. But they're not getting counters for all of these. You know, the Shrine was basically to get rid of Burrington, but I already got rid of Burrington, so that's 2, and now they have a 3rd. They're going all in just to kill this thing. I've got plenty of ways to get things back from the graveyard. And I don't know. It's kind of a wash, I guess. We don't have a very good hand at this point, but Hostage Taker, if we draw another land, is not the worst card in the world. So let's see what the opponent has now. They've got a Lava Dart in the graveyard, but we did make them use a lot of spells. So Hostage Taker can take away the Shrine. It's kind of nice. Lava Spike. Okie dokie. They need to pay 3 to crack this. Looks like they might not have 3. Fetch. Spore Frog. Okay. Well, that can help us chord eventually for something. And, yeah, I don't know. This kind of went sideways. Would love to be able to deal with this Shrine before they untap with 3 lands. Would just love. Love, love, love. So I'm gonna take 1 here. They could cast the Dart. So maybe I represent that I'm going to take it. See if they cast the Dart, and then I can sack the Spore Frog. Like, I don't know. No snakes. Not generating any value here. Just like deck. So 3rd land off the top just kills us, basically. Oh, I just gave him a 3rd land. I'm so stupid. Whatever. I need to kill the Swift Spear anyway. Oh god. All right. I think that just about does it, ladies and gentlemen. I can't fetch at this point, basically, unless the opponent casts some stuff. But they should probably they could just dart my Spore Frog right now. I don't think I played anything really poorly here. Potentially that Winds was a little bit loose. Oh my god. It's this kind of league, guys. It's this kind of league. Man. All right, well, why not? Basic Forest off the top lets me do some stuff, kind of, sort of, but I'm just dead to the Shrine. All right, whatever. Whatever. That first game was nonsense. This game, opponent had good stuff. They were able to not only answer the deputy, but still deal damage, get down a shrine, get down the moon. So kudos to the opponent. You can see it's just been the roughest league. This is hopefully I win this next round and finish 2 and 3, make back half of the entry at least. It would be the second 2 and 3, and if I go 1 and 4, it would be the only 1 and 4 with this league. Sorry, with this deck, with this build. This guy doesn't even have any trophies, and he just steamrolled me there. It's frustrating. So rough. Like, how did they cast all those spells to kill the deputy and then still get the shrine up to 8 counters in like a minute? Yeah, M. Hayashi got 2 in the last day, I think. A couple of these guys are starting to close the gap a little bit. The program is finding a hard time. They're having a hard time finding me an opponent who is doing as badly as me to pair me against. I got paired against some Supreme Jank in this round with Platinum Empyrean. Platinum Empyrean and like Giver of Runes. It was just like, it was pretty easy, but also pretty fun. If you guys check out the Discord, there's like some screenshots. I could just show it to you. Like, I stole their Platinum Empyrean with Hostage Taker and cast it. Then they cast another one, and then I passed it, but they tried to protect it, and then I corded for Deputy. It's just like, it was fun magic, but it wasn't really difficult magic. So let's go not very difficult magic this round, please. Give me an opening hand that I can keep. I've just been mulliganing like crazy. I've been flooding. I've been getting mono screwed. Okay, opponent doesn't even want to play against me right now. League matchmaking failed. That should be an automatic, just a free win. Actually, the last league that I played, I finished 3 and 2, and so I got my entry back plus a treasure chest. But I also got 100. I got an extra 100 play points back because the sideboarding glitched in the final round. And if any of that stuff happens and you like screenshot it and you report the error, it's just an objective bug in their software. And even if it didn't really affect the outcome of the match too much, you can't really say for sure whether it affected it all. So they don't even think about where you were in the league or whatever could happen in the second round. It doesn't matter. Like, they just refund your entry fee. So that was pretty nice. So we can consider this like a free league, I guess. Okay, this is keepable. It's not a crazy bomb hand, but it's Hallowed Fountain into Forest, into Coiling Oracle on the play. It does have 4 lands. Not a problem in a deck that does want to hit its land drops. It's only a problem when the deck only draws lands from here on out for the rest of the game. So let's see how it goes. So Thoughtseize is going to take away my Coiling Oracle. I could just cast Force and pitch Soulherder. I'm like very, very tempted to do that. Very tempted to do that. But then they're going to have the turn 2 Wrenn and 6. Dude, I need my Coiling Oracle on the board. I need it. Now I've got 4 lands and a Coiling Oracle, so that's basically a mulligan to 5 right away. Awesome. Well, we drew a card. We drew a spell. That's more than I can say for that first game against Prowess. All right. So totally the correct choice there. But they're going to have the Wrenn and 6. I'm going to be super far behind. Okay, well, whatever. Thoughtseize at this point. You got it, opponent. No Wrenn and 6. For the time being. But it is Jund, which is a good matchup. We'll see how it goes. Take away the Hostage Taker, opponent. You know you want to. Take it. They're like, but my Tarmogoyf. All right, they took away the Ice Fang Coatl. It's the objectively correct decision. Gonna Lightning Bolt my Coiling Oracle. All right, I guess. So I go get basic Island. If they play Liliana, I can just counter it, and then untap, play Hostage Taker. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. A very awkward start, but honestly, against Jund, everything should be fine as long as I don't just draw garbage all game. So far, I've drawn 2 forces, which is pretty sketchy this early in the game. And Blood Moon out of prowess. It's like, whatever, man. You're already spanking the bejesus out of me. Like, oh, are they gonna push this guy right now? All right, whatever. You can have it. I'm just filling up the graveyard for Uro that's chilling on the top of my deck. But if he's chilling, then I'm gonna shuffle him away. Let's say he's chilling after my shuffle. Oh, are you thought teasing me again? This is so stupid. Let me go ahead and just counter this. Like, how ridiculous is this? The 3 hand disruption spells. But they're just gonna take the hostage taker. So why don't I try to keep the hostage taker? It's like it's so weird, the sequencing. Because now they're gonna play like Tarmogoyf. If I play hostage taker, then they're just gonna play like lightning bolt or. Okay, very surprising. They had a 2-drop creature. So I still think the play is just to jam hostage taker. Let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. If they don't deal with it, then free scavenging ooze. But knowing the way, the way that this league has been going, guys, let me tell you right now, they're gonna have removal for hostage taker plus another Inquisition. Not even a Thoughtseize to damage them. They're just an Inquisition to take away the 1 card I have left in my hand. So I'm calling it now. They're gonna have a fetch land into Fatal Push plus Liliana maybe to make me discard. Just calling it. Every single time, the opponent has just had ridiculous nuts. That's a beautiful forest. Really, really like that. All right, opponent. Liliana, right now. Make me sack the hostage taker. I mean, look, I can't be upset legitimately. If they have removal for the hostage taker, it's all good. But to have, like, multiple things dealing with anything that I could possibly do, like, I'm just asking, like, not that, please. Not that, please. Just, like, let me untap. Just let me untap. Oh, okay, whatever. So now I'm left with a 1-drop against Ren in 6. Not a 1-drop, a 1/1. Snow Plains, why not? So not quite what I called, but they did have Ren in 6, and now it's going to kill the Coiling Oracle, basically the same as taking it out of my hand. All right, opponent. I played my land, which might have been stupid because now they can play Liliana or Kolaghan's Command and just make me discard the Siege Rhino. So probably a misstep there. But the opponent is literally on 1 card at this point. So seems unlikely that they should be able to make me discard Siege Rhino, right? Unlikely. Like, Coiling Oracle is no longer. Like, he's going to get killed by Ren in 6. That's fine. It's going to happen. I get it. The thing is, normally, like, whatever. Like, Ren in 6, not the end of the world. They're ticking up here. That's weird. Inquisition. What's happening here? Kolaghan's Command. Kill the Coiling Oracle. Make me discard Siege Rhino. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Well, Liliana. Oh, they're making me discard the Siege Rhino. This is so stupid. Why did I play my planes? That's on me. That's on me, guys. I even said it after I played the planes. Like, the instant I played the planes, I was just getting slightly tilted. So stupid. Like, that play by me. Very stupid putting the planes out. I know better. And I said I knew better. Ugh. All right, I'm not going to swear. I'm just going to come back in and destroy Jund in these next 2 games. Damn it. I could have played Siege Rhino that turn, but I wrecked myself. So Pithing Needle, one of my favorite cards against Jund. Easy card to bring in. We didn't really see the red creatures there. They could play Seasoned Pyromancer. Could play. I'm sure they have Bloodbraid Elf, but probably not really enough to bring in Burnt-In. I don't think there's so many good cards that I'm bringing in here. We take out the Knight. I take out all the birds. Like, they're just air against Jund. Like, we don't need to get out like on turn 2 like with something, you know. I'm gonna take out all the forces. Just gonna fight purely on value. That's what our deck wants to do. I like this whole column here. I do need to trim 2 more cards. As you guys saw in clutch time, like crunch time there, I drew basic planes and then a Windswept Heath. The deck is just like trolling me pretty hard this entire league. There's not a ton of creatures that I really need to straight up chord for. Like, I mean, chording for Uro is pretty good, but I don't want to get stuck with chords in hand when the opponent is just killing my creatures and I can't even cast it. So I'll trim 1 chord. And then DV, I absolutely did not even get close to getting there against Prowess. Game 1, I should have won, but I drew like 1,000 lands, and the opponent drew, like, running top decks. They had Lava Dart to kill both of my creatures, and then they top decked a Bedlam Reveler on an empty hand to draw 3 more cards, and I lost game 1, even though it was like in the bag. It was pretty silly. I guess I'll trim one of these Soulherders. I don't even know what the last card to take out is. And then game 2, I don't know. Game 2, I had some interaction, but they had a shrine that I played Deputy for, and then they just cast like 3 spells to kill the Deputy, and then somehow, once I got the shrine back, got it up to 8 counters, like, in the course of 1 turn. This is such a ridiculous hand. But I can't really mulligan this. I don't know. 4 Uro is a little bit awkward. It doesn't put a body on the battlefield, and you need to cut something to run the Uro. So I like all the cards in my deck right now. The problem here is that if they just like Thoughtseize me right away, they take this. But I don't want to mulligan against like the attrition deck when I don't have to. I've got lands, I've got spells. But if they go like Thoughtseize into Wrenn 6, then I'm in like a massive hole. But if they don't have the disruption, then I'll get Ice Fang off no matter what, and then I'll be in a good spot. I have to keep this and just hope the deck draws well. Like, if this is a mulligan to 6, it's like a super snap keep on 6. So I think that's just like a keep on 7 plus an extra land, basically. All right, so they kept 7, which means they have the hand disruption, which is obviously, you know, in keeping with the theme of this league. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're catching a tiny, tiny break. That's exciting. Oh, okay. All right. We're in business officially. Thank you, deck. I knew you had it in you. So if they don't have the turn 1 Thoughtseize, they have to have turn 2 Wrenn 6, I feel. If it's just like a Tarmogoyf, that's ridiculous. Okay. Speak of the devil. Wow. 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 The deck really wants me to win this particular game right now. Wow. So I could play Teferi and bounce Tarmogoyf. It seems like a fine line. I would draw an extra card. Seems pretty good. I could also just run out Ashiok. Make it impossible for them to fetch any more lands, which also seems pretty good. They would attack Ashiok. Currently, Tarmogoyf not very big. Could also just path this guy and then go get like a white land, and if they play a walker, I can just purge the walker. I don't really love ramping them with Path right now when I don't have to. The thing is, though, if I get to Ferry Down, I don't even have to. I think I would just uptick him, and then next turn, I would have mana up to Ephemerate and block and protect Teferi. I think Teferi is probably the nuts here. I'm gonna play Teferi first because getting Teferi down means they can't mess with me, basically. Forces them to do everything on their turn. If we get back to my turn, if Teferi lives and I get to untap, then I have like Ephemerate up, which is just kind of nutty. Let's see what the opponent's got for lands. If they have another fetch land, then potentially Ashiok was the better choice. I can go get Canopy Vista next turn since I have my 2 basics established. Alternatively, I could get another basic to turn on Death Touch. Slightly behind on time, but I don't think this opponent is like super fast. I think I've just been dilly-dallying a lot. Okay, they've got a 3rd land. They're going to get to fetch with it, which is unfortunate. All right, so I don't know that they can kill Teferi yet. There's an instant in the graveyard, but I don't have a creature to protect now, to protect it with, so I do have the Path, though, which is nice. Opponent have to use your mana now, right? So okay, another Goyf. Eternal Witness was a very good draw, I think. Let's see. We'll take this up. Gonna play this. Play Eternal Witness, block, and Path the other one. Lose an Eternal Witness. I could, well, but I'm getting back an Ice Fang, so I like that line. I'm in Planeswalker protection mode here. All right, so remember, Teferi's got my back. There's no tricks here, right? Oh, and also getting back Ice Fang means that the Tarmogoyfs are only 2/3s. Okay, I kind of like Ephemerating here. It gets me another land back. I can always flash in Coatl to catch the rebound. This by itself is not going to grow the Goyfs enough. And they can't respond to this, so this is just why I played Teferi first. We get to keep hitting our land drops. We counter their Lightning Bolt. What you got, opponent? I will happily chump with this Eternal Witness. Although, well, I love having them like behind Teferi, so I think I would chump here, and I'm going to. Just pass the turn, opponent. Oh, 3rd land. They've got plays. Why not? I've got good stuff too. Clothis. Oh, well, I've got the Purge for that. That's very nice. Let's get this Ice Fang on the battlefield. Siege Rhino is a good card. Okay, so a lot of stuff there, I do want to purge this just kind of immediately. I want to get a basic so that I turn on Death Touch. Go ahead and tick this up. Oh, wait. All right, there we go. So let's go get a basic forest. Could also just play Ashiok now, but I don't think it's time for Ashiok. Oh, wait. I want to cast the Siege Rhino, right? So I do need to get the Overgrown Tomb. Blah. All right. So that means I've got to purge the Klothys. No value for the opponent out of Klothys. All right, we just run it back. We get a Siege Rhino on the battlefield next turn. You know, we've been drawing a lot of gas, but the opponent is really fighting us here. You see how good the purge is? Like, I just added the third purge to my sideboard in this league right here. So Liliana. Okay, that's a good card. Making me discard. Interesting. Next turn, I would love to cast... I'm getting rid of their graveyard. Why didn't I think about their graveyard? Because it deals with these stupid goyfs. All right, so I'm definitely not pitching Ashiok. So next turn I can just go Ashiok Oracle. I think I'm fine pitching the land here. One to Teferi, one at my face, which means I can just kill the one going after Teferi and keep my Ice Fang around. Good call, good call. I've got land, creature, instant, right on. Hey, deck just sometimes the deck wants you to win. Now Lily can minus here, so let's be careful. I'd rather not lose my Siege Rhino to just getting minused, so let's keep the Siege Rhino around for a moment. Pithing Needle is a good draw. Now I don't have to worry about Liliana anymore. No attacks for now. I still want to defend Teferi for the moment. Well, that's obnoxious. Very, very, very stupid. But I still get to keep Teferi, I guess. Gotta remember that this thing has Death Touch, which is annoying. Alright, so now it's time to play some of our good cards. Okay, that's a good card. We've got 8 snakes. We take that guy up. Just purge and play Ashiok and chill, I guess. I can hold the purge. There's no rush to play the purge. All right, we got rid of a Renin 6. This is where we rip the purge, I think. That's another plan. I can do that now, I guess. I mean, hitting both graveyards is actually quite nice to keep Tarmogoyfs tiny. And I'm not really looking to mill the opponent out. So what 2 cards do they have in hand right now? a land, and maybe another land. Okay, so let's do this now. Actually, hang on a second. Yeah, so this doesn't get rid of my graveyard. It only gets rid of the opponent's graveyard. It will mill me and then always get rid of the opponent's graveyard. I just don't use this option very often. But it is a nice option, so I'll do that. Looks like we hit Hostage Taker, Coiling Oracle, and Ephemerate. I guess I could minus Teferi now if I felt like it. But honestly, I don't really feel like I have to. And I'll play the land, I guess. Cards are on the table, opponent. Okay, decent top deck. Okay. Pretty good stuff. But now the opponent is empty-handed as well. I can continue milling myself, I guess. Should probably get a basic at some point. Oh, that could come in handy. We'll have to see how it goes. Okay, let's close that exile thing. What's going on over here? No Uros yet. I did hit 2 of my Eternal Witnesses in there, though. Teferi, let's bounce. Cord is a good card, particularly with Teferi on the battlefield. So I'm going to get Eternal Witness, looking for... I mean, just getting back Cord, I guess, or maybe just a Plague Engineer again, which is fine. I could just get Uro. I think Uro is the better 3-drop to get. That's what I'm going to get, I think. Although I can get an Eternal Witness and then get Uro, but I'd rather just put Uro on the battlefield right away. But I can just hit Uro off Ashiok. Opponent's drawing pretty well right now. Let's go ahead, do our thing here. I am falling a little behind on time, but I'm not really worried about that right now. I think we're fine. So Uro is just a lot of card draw, puts a huge body on the battlefield. It's going to help us like keep drawing cards. So I don't know. I guess Uro is probably the way to go here. That's pretty good. Okay, opponent just scooped. All right. Okay, and this one game is for the 50 play points or whatever it is. So I don't think I change anything on the draw, you know. We just hope that they don't have the other nuts and that we draw good stuff. Maybe a Pithing Needle early on to name Ren in 6, make sure they can't like pull super far ahead. And I was just talking about the clock. I've got about half of my total clock left for just this one last game. So the clock not really a concern. I'm taking way more game actions than the opponent, so it makes sense that I'm a little bit behind on time. So it's very important to be aware of the clock. Make sure that you're not going slower than you have to. And getting like the 1-2 of the 2 planeswalkers down was pretty good. Although Ashiok didn't really do anything that game in particular. It is really good against Jund with all their fetch lands. And Tarmogoyfs and such can help a little bit against that, I guess. Scavenging Ooze, I don't know, getting rid of some of the stuff in the graveyard. I guess Kolaghan's Command wants to get back like a Tarmogoyf from the graveyard. Bloodbraid Elf, something like that. All right, let's go. Opponent seems to have locked in their decisions here, so... Remember, there's no birds in the deck, so we're just looking for, 3 lands in the opener with some snakes. We saw the Plague Engineer, but we've got 4... Oh, hey, yes. Very yes. But I've kept hands like this in this league only to get extremely punished. Opponent's going to slow roll their Thoughtseize or something, and we can hopefully get them. So let's see how it goes. Well, so there's land whiff number 1. Again, like there is a theme to this league. Like odds say that there's a pretty good chance of me hitting a land in my first 2 draws. It's north of 50% for sure. $19 lands in 52 cards with 2 looks. Okay, fair enough. Pithing Needle is nice. So I'm going to play that and name Liliana of the Veil, and I'm going to play this. Well, I'm going to play this untapped and cast this off of that. Make the opponent like kind of forget about the green mana. So now, if they Kolaghan's command me to kill this thing, that's where the game turns a corner. Looks like they don't have any lands. I really want to use this Veil of Summer, opponent. Like, help me out. Well, that's kind of obnoxious. Can I please draw land now? I think I've gone... Oh, deck. Deck. This is not even a sketchy keep. It's ridiculous. Like, having 3 looks to hit, like, any other land? Alright, so opponent missed a land drop too, so we're not just technically straight up dead. Scavenging Ooze currently kind of a bit of a non-bow with what they've got going on here with the Tarmogoyf. It's not super dire yet, guys. If we can rip this Veil in response to a Thoughtseize or something, just amazing. Target player, right? So they're not going to do this now. All right, but if they try to draw a card, I can counter that. Hey. And just like that, things turned around. So I kind of like the line of just playing a Coiling Oracle and holding up either Veil or... Actually, you know what? Hold on. No. Don't even... Guys, I'm on top of it. This is protection from black and from blue, not protection from everything. So it's not just stuff that targets us. So I cannot counter that right now. So the fact that they look like they want to draw cards makes me think, like, I don't want to put stuff in my graveyard. So I don't want to Uro this turn. And I can't go, like, Coiling Oracle plus... If I crack this now, they get to get rid of it with Nile Spellbomb, which is annoying, so I can't get it back with Eternal Witness. I think I just want to crack the land, hold up, well, just pass and hold up Path to Exile to kill the Scavenging Ooze, predict that the opponent is going to crack this just to draw a card on their end step. No, I don't want to bait it, because that will actually hurt me. I want them to crack it for virtually no value, which I'm pretty sure they'll do at this point since they're super backed up, obviously. And I would love to leave up Veil. So Oracle, hold up Veil, as opposed to Path, hold up Veil. I need to get blue-white, which takes my life total down quite a bit, but I'm committed now. Let's see if the opponent... Yeah, I think that's the way to get the most out of the situation here. I'm still not completely... Getting rid of their Scavenging Ooze is pretty clutch, I think, to clear the way for the Uro, particularly since the opponent's going to crack this. So I kind of like just holding up Path, but now I've sort of revealed a little bit of what I'm doing. Doesn't really matter. Path also gives them lands. If I pause on their upkeep, get rid of the Scavenging Ooze, hold up Veil. Next turn we untap, we can play Uro. They have no way to deal with the graveyard. Yeah, I guess. I'll get an Oracle. Oracle's going to draw us a card. Opponent thinking really hard in response to me cracking this fetch land. I mean, the only reason I'm at all in this game right now is that the opponent also got stuck on lands. I mean, again, if we can get off a Veil in response to almost anything, but in particular something like a Kolaghan's Command, or like Kolaghan, this is such a sweet, juicy target for Kolaghan's Command. Like, make me discard, blow up the Pithing Needle. I don't know if opponent's timing out or what they're doing here. Are they going to surgically extract my Misty Rainforest in response to me cracking it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're thinking like, maybe is he going to cast Uro? Should I cast this? Why? I mean, why? You don't need to crack this now, right? There's no need. He's cracking in response to anything, so he's not thinking about that. He's like, should I bolt face? Doesn't have any green mana for Scavenging Ooze. Almost certainly has removal up, I guess, right? The way that Jund rolls. So like push, or hopefully it's push and we can just Veil, right? That would be pretty nice. We might just win this with the opponent like timing out due to inaction. I guess, you know, this is very, very strange. Like I don't understand what they could be thinking about. Maybe they went to the bathroom but didn't tell me that they went to the bathroom, which is always nice when the opponent just disappears for like 4 minutes, particularly when I'm streaming. It's always the most fun. You guys get to sit here and, well, I guess we can look at the art of different various cards and keep you guys entertained. Let me make sure I'm not passing priority here. All right, what's up with this Tarmogoyf? I think he's got like these big pincers, like upside down like that. Mandibles, something? I don't know what that word means. I think it's somewhat related to the mouth region of Tarmogoyf. Creature type Lurgoyf. His arms, at least this gangly one on this side of the screen, kind of looks like a crab arm or something. There's an unfortunate fellow about to get mandibleized. It's a rare. Oh, look at that. Opponent. Good guy opponent. Hitting a land would be pretty sweet here. Like, basic planes one time, like, where it's actually good. Basic planes. Let's go. That is stupid. That's stupid right there. 1 out of 48 cards. Gotta love it. It doesn't happen unless you call it, though. Oh, they're bolting my face. This is unfortunate. They're just gonna go bolt, 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 and just wreck me. Okay, all right. I can't veil that. Jesus. All right, that's pretty scary, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Miss a land one more time. One more time, please. So I get Uro off and gain some life. All right. So what am I pathing? I think I'm pathing the stupid Scavenging Ooze. And the fact that they're going face makes me think that I should just chump block here. Because I can play Uro and then path next turn as well. Should I eat something? Should I not eat something? Fatal push, baby, baby. Not gonna happen, opponent. Not gonna happen. Protection from everything you do. Peace. And as I said, maybe I should block, right? So they did not play a land. They have been missing land drops. If I take 2 here, they play a land and double bolt me. Like, they can't have another red land in hand. That would be stupid. That would be ridiculous. I mean, the plan is to play Uro, and then I've got Ephemerate up and Path up and all that stuff. So I just have to not die right now. I'm taking an opponent. If you've got it, that would just be the perfect icing on the cake that has been this god-awful league. Teferi is a cool draw, but the opponent probably has like a handful of lightning bolts, and I'm not feeling that, so it's time to Uro. And I could Path to Exile, not Path to Exile, I could Ephemerate him right now. If I want to. Do I want to Ephemerate this and gain some life? I don't know. I just don't know. Now I've got blue, blue, green, green. I'm going to have 3 cards in the graveyard. I could chump block now to get something in the graveyard and just cast Uro. So I do want to catch the Ephemerate, though. So I'm not really big on... Like, if I'm going to chump block, I'm just going to Path. No, I mean... All right, I'm going to let this go. And... Going to pass the turn, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to attack, I guess. Attack? Alright, if opponent had Bolt, they'd probably use it on the end step. Alright, so hopefully they don't have double Bolt. But I'm going to give them the 4th land here, which is potentially unwise. But we're in a decent spot. We're going to be able to start playing some stuff. We'll have 2 blockers in front of Teferi. What do you got, opponent? Don't play Liliana. Oh, wait, I've already named Liliana. Do play Liliana. All right, so they're drawing cards, getting rid of my... Oh, they got rid of Uro. I forgot about Spellbomb. Oh, well. Sad face. Also, Eternal Witness, losing some value, but I don't know, whatever. Oh, they've got 3 mana worth of stuff to do here. Klothys? Klothys. All right, well, we got to deal with Klothys now. I can just bounce him. That seems like a decent option. So I'm going to attack. And yeah, we play, and then if they kill Teferi with like a lightning bolt or something, we can always get it back with Eternal Witness. Play this dude here, bounce the Klothys, draw a card. It's a good card. Unfortunately, I can't hold them up, which is kind of, yeah, it's kind of bad. Actually shouldn't have attacked this turn. Did I attack? I guess I attacked. How weird. All right, well, hitting lands is nice, but I don't know, like, it's kind of weird here. Weird situation. Opponent seems like they've got, like, so they're going to want to play Klothys back out, right? Now, the problem with Klothys is that it is a clock. It is a definite clock. Yuck. All right, I hate Klothys. I hate that card, but I've got 3 Celestial Purges. I've got infinite Coiling Oracles. Do I want to even play a Witness here? Probably not. Well, I guess let's start with this guy and see what happens. That's a good card. But opponent knows I have it now. Get out an Eternal Witness for no value, hold up double Ephemerate, and just push some damage. Like, if they try to kill... I've got Teferi, right? So I've got protection for days. I'm not going to hold up double Ephemerate. I'm going to hold up Ephemerate and Veil, I think. Okay. Opponent gets to ping me here. They know I have the Veil. This has been such a weird game. Like, what could the opponent have? I mean, I'm a little bit scared, honestly, because they didn't play lands, and now that they have lands, they've got like 6 cards in hand, and they're not really like using them. So, I mean, removal, I guess, is like kind of terrible here because I've got these Ephemerates. I've also got Veil. So opponent's thinking super hard. If they go for the land, they're going to have 6 or 7 mana. So that's quite a lot going for the land. I don't know. I'm just talking through possibilities. And when both decks draw similarly, okay, they're going for the land. This is wild. Are they going to go like Bloodbraid into something? Maybe they just have like 4 Lilianas in hand. Tireless Tracker is kind of a beating. We need to deal with that card like immediately. All right, whatever. So we'll see a little bit of what the opponent's holding. I do have Winds of Abandon. Look at that, Liliana. And a Bloodbraid Elf. Why would you ever, ever, ever in a million years... Oh, because Teferi with Bloodbraid Elf. That's awesome. Chord is dope, but I can't use it yet. Eternal Witness, that's how this card works. So I think I'm just going to chord for like Siege Rhino on their turn. Just hold everything up. Like I'm in no rush. Actually, I'm in a little bit of a rush because I got 4 minutes left. And then I can Ephemerate, get back chord, go get Ephemerate, get back chord. I think just like burning them out seems better to me. I did say we do need to deal with that guy, but with Teferi on the board, you know, they just have to sort of like play their cards right away. I could also, I've got so much up here. I could just, I guess Hostage Taker seems pretty good. I've still got Ephemerate up, so maybe that's a good call. I feel like my life total is getting a little bit sketchy. I do like the burn them out plan. Because look, all these Ephemerates with Eternal Witness should be enough to get me there. And they just can't play that many spells, I guess, with Tireless Tracker. So let's see what they do. I could also just stop their attacks here. Or no, I'll let them attack and then I'll go get Rhino, I guess. I've also got like Death Touch here, which is pretty nice. All right, this isn't going to end well for the opponent. Are they all... Where are they going? Face, 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 face. They're all going face. Interesting. Let's chord. This is the way. Ran into... Okay, Tarmogoyf, fair enough. Come on, let's go. Should have blocked... No, I wanted to block with Siege Rhino. Opponent in the tank. It's not going to end well. Okay, bolt to the face, whatever. It's all their mana. Going to start draining. And this is just GG. It's 6 here and 6 on the upkeep, so it's all over. Boring games. Opponent says borings games, but GG also, I guess. Oh, salty opponents. Why? Let's see. So you guys can screenshot this or whatever, frame it for Magic the Gathering at its best. Borings games. Good games. All right. Well, anyhow, unfortunately, it's a negative league, 2 and 3. The upside is we get back some of our entry, and it was a free league, so we're still kind of like it was a free roll because, as I said earlier, if you guys weren't here, there was like a glitch in the sideboarding, so Wizards gave me the 100 points for my last league, which was 3-2. So whatever. Ridiculous. Anyhow, we should beat Jund. That game was super locked. Teferi is a bomb. If you guys aren't bringing in Teferi against Jund, like you should be doing that. Yeah, if opponent was winning, they'd be like, crazy games. Oh, I played against this really cool deck. It had all these snakes, and I killed them all with Plague Engineer. But anyhow, I'll be back in a second. Brew, to answer your question, I'm sure somebody in the chat is probably going to get there before me, but the ephemerates, you have a rebound trigger, and those 2 triggers go on the stack, and you have to resolve those triggers one at a time. It says, do you want to cast this with rebound? And you're like, yeah, I do. And then, so that first trigger of rebound resolves, it goes on the stack. Now you're actually casting ephemerate. You target the creature, it blinks, comes back. That ephemerate, it has been cast, it goes to the graveyard. Now you still have this remaining trigger, the rebound trigger. It's not, nothing's been cast yet. Now this one asks you, do you want to cast ephemerate? You say yes. Now it goes on the stack, you're actually casting it. The creature is back already, obviously, from the previous blink. So you can do as many ephemerates as you want. Actually, up to 4, I guess. Because you can only run 4 in your deck. I am an educator, so I'm pretty good at explaining things, I think. So I think my opponent there was pretty bad because they were stuck on lands and they had like a Tarmogoyf and a Scavenging Ooze, and they just like started bolting my face. And that bolt is almost inevitably just going to not be enough, you know, to the face. Like, it's just so much better if it's killing one of my creatures. Like, if they try to attack, I block, I try to ephemerate, and then they bolt the creature, that's like a massive blowout. So when I saw the bolt to the face, immediately I was like, oh my god, they've got 3 bolts in hand. They're just going to dome me out. But they didn't. They didn't have anything close to that. So, okay, yeah, Brew, if 2 Soulherders target the same creature, it doesn't work. You target, one of them targets it, and then the next one targets it. The second one that targeted it is going to resolve first, so like Ice Fang or whatever will go away, come back. Now, the initial Soulherder that was targeting the Ice Fang, it has an illegal target, so nothing will happen. Both Soulherders will trigger to get a +1 counter because the Ice Fang went away, but they won't get 2 blinks and 2 counters. So that's how that works. And that comes up every now and then. I think I actually had that happen like in this stupid league. So I guess I can tell you guys a little bit about just like recent changes to the deck. Tiny adjustments. But you know, when you play, you need to just assess periodically which cards are doing well, which cards are not doing so well. Let me resize this window for you guys because you can't really see my sideboard very well. Okie dokie. Let me put this on pile. Nope, not pile view. Card view. Much better. Okay. So No changes to the mono base. The mono base was hammered out like many ages ago. For those of you unfamiliar with my particular build for this last month or so that I've been on it, maybe it's like a month and a half or 2 months at this point. There's two distinct branches of Soulherder. At this, well, there's many branches, but the main split is whether you're running 60 cards or 80 cards. Like you would run 80 cards, obviously, to have access to Urian in the sideboard. So I've played extensively with every variant, except some of the smaller, like less popular ones, like Alicia in the Discord. She plays she doesn't even have Soulherder in the deck anymore, but she did for a long time, and she's trying to capitalize on the synergy between like Tide Hollow Sculler and Wasteland Strangler and Flicker Wisp. It's one of those kinds of more like an Abzan Blink deck, but she is using Ephemerate, and she has some pretty cool tech. I haven't played that build. I have played Abzan Blink with Wasteland Strangler, but it's just kind of a different deck. But I've played Red with Avalanche Riders. I've played the Kiki combo. I've played with Time Warp. I played a little bit with Jace, a few matches. Was sort of on the fence and didn't really feel like giving him a good shot, I guess. I've tried lots and lots of stuff. This has been the most successful and, in my opinion, probably the funnest build that I've played. I'm going to jump back into a league soon, in case you guys are wondering. It was only 2 matches this evening, and they were relatively quick. But I just wanted to talk about some recent changes. The reason that I've chosen to go with 60 cards, the main reason, is that Path to Exile and Force of Negation are super overperformers in the deck. They're what let us win against decks like Storm, against aggressive decks like Prowess, and running 60 just gives you the best chance at drawing those cards. Once you go up to 80, you're diluting your odds by 33%. So that's an underpinning sort of principle behind why I'm running 60 cards. So moving beyond that, once you sort of understand why I'm at 60 cards, 21 lands has felt just fine. Every now and then you get screwed. Every now and then you get flooded. You have to sort of look at the big picture. 2 Soulherders has felt just fine. 1 is kind of rough because if it eats a Path to Exile, you've got no others to go chord for, and it is a card that you want to be able to draw into. It's extremely powerful. It's the namesake of the deck. But it's not really something you want on turn 2 or turn 3 necessarily. You want to play out a bunch of snakes, and then once you've got an Ephemerate or a Force of Negation in hand, you play Soulherder with protection, right? So 2 has felt great. Eternal Witness is absolutely one of the best cards in the deck. You might say, why don't you run 4? It's again a situation where you don't really want to have it in your opening hand, but it's sort of fine if you do. So 3 has felt great. I haven't really felt like I'd absolutely need the 4th. When you start to feel like you want the 4th, it's against decks where you're going really long, and you're man, I wish I would rip an Eternal Witness, and then you want greater odds. But 3 is great. A lot of Soulherder decks, particularly the earliest ones, ran upwards of 12 2-drops. They're extremely important in the deck. But none of the sort of secondary options beyond the snakes have impressed me to the extent that I feel like I need to run them. None of them have come close to being called core. Court of Calling does really, really well with Wall of Roots, but Wall of Roots doesn't draw a card when it enters. It's a great blocker, but we want our 2-drops to draw cards. And to partially make up for only running 8 2-drops, which is on the low side, I do run the 4 birds, which helps me get ahead some percentage of the time and cast a 3-drop on turn 2. Whether it's Uro or Knight, Deputy, Eternal Witness getting back a fetch land is even pretty good in a lot of situations. Even just jamming Soulherder on turn 2 is not terrible. It's not good unless it's not bad. It's only bad if they have Lava Dart or something. And obviously getting it to Fairy Dam. So recent changes to the deck. This is pretty much the exact form it's been in for over a month at this point. But I had 2 Teferis in the sideboard, but it just always seems like it overperforms when it comes in. And it's just one of the cards on people's shortlist for things to ban in the format. So excellent card, and I do like having 1 in the sideboard. I had taken Knight out for a little while and put it into the sideboard, but Knight is just so versatile, so powerful, that I always find myself wanting to board it in, so it's earned its way back into the main deck. it's nice to test things every now and then. Like you take out a main board card and you're like, oh my god, I missed that card so much. So that's the case with Knight. I had one Venser as another 4-drop, but it just felt like it was doing nothing. Like the best thing Venser can do is like bounce lands against Tron at the beginning of the game, but that requires you to have Venser in hand, and if we're only running it as a singleton, pretty low chances. Also, to really beat Tron early, you need not just Venser, but lands and a bird to get to 4 mana on like turn 3, and you kind of really want to be on the play, so I've won against Tron plenty of times with Venser, bouncing their lands, and it feels great. But it's unreliable. Beyond bouncing lands, you've got like bouncing Supreme Verdict, right? But the thing about our deck is we're not like Merfolk, where we use Venser to bounce Supreme Verdict, we untap and we attack for 18 or something, and we just win the game. Our deck does not present a very, very scary clock. So tempo effects like Venser, to me, they feel like they're a bit of a square peg in a round hole. Similar logic, I cut my Ether Gust recently, but I'll get to that in a second. So I just straight up cut Venser, and I tried to replace him with some different stuff. Like I tried a Vendilion Click, seemed pretty hot. Like you get it down. I've played with Vendilion Click in the past, also like dozens of matches, and it's a good card. It's just not always amazing. Like sometimes it just dies to Wrenn and 6. Sometimes it dies to Gutshot. That drawback of being a 3-drop with 1 toughness, right? Wasn't in love with Click when I brought it in recently in place of Venser. And then I thought, hey, why not run another 2-drop since they're so good? So I ran a Wall of Omens for a little while, and it was pretty good. It blocked Prowess pretty well in a couple of situations, but in other situations it was just stupid. Like you draw it against Ad Nauseam or something, and it's just 2 mana, cycle a card basically. Or you draw it against Control, and it's again just kind of stupid. So again, not really impressed with the non-core 2-drops. Now, part of the reason these 2-drops are core is they have some power. They're not defenders. They can actually attack and potentially win the game over time. But they're also blue spells that pitch to force. I'm getting into like a full-on deck tech here, but it's okay. If you guys want to leave for a few minutes and come back, that's all right. They have some power. They draw cards. In the case of Oracle, can actually ramp us. They pitch the Force of Negation, and for all those reasons, I mean, Coatl has Death Touch. It's a pretty sick card. I think at this point in the format, we're like the best Coatl deck. Like Control at this point has just kind of like moved over to like Growth Spiral as their blue-green 2-drop instant spell. So anyhow, Coatl's sick. Both of them are amazing ephemerate targets. The walls just feel bad a lot of the time. So that's this list has been like uber distilled over like more than a year of playing Soulherder. Like the cards that have earned their spot in the core are here. Uro as a 2-of. Like you never don't want to draw the first copy of Uro, and often the second copy is still pretty nutty. Stonehorn just aligns with what we're doing so well because we're a slow deck. We need to slow down fast decks. Like I don't hedge too much against stuff like Dredge. Hedge against Dredge. That's like I'm a poet and I don't even know it. I don't really care about running too much Graveyard Hate because it's such a bad matchup, It's like, am I going to play like 4 Relic of Progenitus or 4, like, what is it? Whatever the other cards are that don't hit our own graveyard. The answer is no. I'd rather be versatile against a wide variety of decks than try to help that one very bad matchup. Siege Rhino, as you saw in that last match, just wins games. Hostage Taker also just wins games. It's often a 3-for-1. You get your Hostage Taker, you take away their creature, and then you cast it. 3-for-1. Pretty good. If you get to blink it and take something else and cast that, it's so dirty. Hostage Taker is awesome. So sideboard changes, I was just mentioning, I took out 2 Disdainful Strokes. They felt kind of like they weren't doing anything. Brought in 2 Ashioks, which are just really, really strong. So two Disdainful Strokes for 2 Ashioks. I took out the one Ether Gust that I had, replaced it with a second Veil, and then I guess when I brought Teferi in from the sideboard and took out Venser, ultimately I just decided that was the swap for Venser, was this Teferi from the sideboard. I had an extra spot. Third Celestial Purge just does so much work. So to finish up my thought on Ether Gust helps a lot. It's massive against Titan decks. But that matchup is never going to be that great. Like, maybe if I ran 4 Ether Gusts, we could consistently win the Titan matchups. But they just play lands, like land, and you gust their Titan, whatever, Maybe they stick like a Dryad, and you can't really do anything about it. Then they recast, the Titan goes back on top of the deck, and again, we're not presenting much of a clock, right? So I'll put it on the top, whatever. Nice Ether Gust. They draw it next turn, play it again. Oh, I Ether Gust again, whatever. What am I doing in the meantime, right? They're playing lands. They've got a Dryad down. They're starting to like throw Valakut triggers at us. They're starting to make zombies. Like, it's such a ridiculously difficult matchup that even something like Ether Gust doesn't really help. And just again, I wanna get the idea out there for all you guys who are interested in Soulherder that our deck absolutely does not want to operate at all on the tempo axis, right? Like, we want to slow things down, right? We are not trying, again, like Merfolk, which is a tempo deck, to sort of Venser your Supreme Verdict and attack for lethal, right? That's very, very rarely the case in this deck, that we just need one more attack or something like that. We're much more of a prison deck. So for me, Ether Gust delaying something like a Primeval Titan for a turn is not good enough for me. Like, yes, if we do get the magical assembly of like Eternal Witness, looping Ephemerate, getting back the Ether Gust, maybe it's good enough. But meanwhile, they're just playing lands and throwing lightning bolts at us with Valakut, so and attacking with zombies. Like, I got an Ashiok down against Titan the other day. I think I might have gusted something, and they still just beat me with like 27 zombies. So I'm not completely writing it off. We have tools that can win. We have Deputy for the zombies. We have Paths for the Dryads and the Titans. We have Hostage Taker to do some stuff. Even Knight just blows up a Dryad. So depending on how the draws line up, we can potentially win. It's just very difficult, and I'm not really interested in playing cards that are particularly good against that matchup, but poor in other matchups. Like, somebody on the Discord was saying, well, Ether Gust is very good, or good, against like Ponza. It's good against Prowess. It's good against a bunch of other green and red decks. The problem is that if you're at all concerned with those decks, Celestial Purge is just going to be like like a stupid amount better, right? Because what would you rather do against Prowess? Like, they've got their Kiln Fiend. Maybe they pumped it up a little bit. Do you want to Ether Gust it and put it on top of their deck, let them replay it next turn, or do you just want to exile it? Like, you've got 2 mana to spend. What do you want to do? Put it on top of their deck or purge it? Beyond that, you have to think about cards like Klothys, right? So just putting it on top of their deck, they're going to get it again, and they're going to start their clock with Klothys. Again, Celestial Purge just kills it. So Celestial Purge kills Renin 6, just gets rid of it, exiles it. Liliana of the Veil, so many things that we care about. Whereas, and even Death Shadow, right? And Ether Gust doesn't deal with that. So I'm super high on Purge. In this particular deck, I'm not very high at all on Ether Gust. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown. That took quite a while, but hopefully it shed some light for you guys on how my particular approach to the archetype. If you have any questions, remember you can see the deck over on the side of the screen with Cardboard Live. I'm going to go ahead and jump into at least one more match. So again, that's the second 2-3 that I've had out of something like, if I add up what my estimation, and I can try to start keeping better track at this point, 5, 10, 2. It's played 17 leagues with this deck, maybe. And only twice finished below 3 and 2. So just want to say thanks again to everybody for joining me this evening. As always, I definitely appreciate your company. It's much more interesting for me with all you guys here. So all right, let's hope that we get off on the right foot in this new league. That last league was such a beating. I had to fight for every inch. I think this is a weird hand. A weird hand. You got to think about like what it's good against, right? Like, Cord makes this almost like a mull to 6. Uro is so good, and Path. These are the 2 cards I just talked about, like why I'm running 60 cards. If it's like Neoform, we should just win with a Force. I think I'll keep it. We've got plenty of draw steps. It's a sketchy one. Like, we would absolutely love to draw a 2-drop. opponent's mulliganing to 6. All right, so sequencing-wise, I'd really rather draw creatures than lands, so I guess just thinning the deck is probably fine. I'll go get Temple Garden here. Maybe Canopy Vista is probably better. All right, well, this is pretty nice. Vexing Devil, interesting. I'm going to leave that thing around. And since I don't have... Wait, what? No damage. So this is definitely going to... Well, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what this is going to be. I can wait on... I don't need to path this right now. I don't have a 2-drop, so I can continue to play fairly slow, I think. Canopy Vista is the riskier land to draw into, so I'm going to need to get Canopy Vista now. Oh, well, we drew the 2-drop, which is pretty obnoxious since I should have used path in that case. I'm not complaining, though. I can play this tapped, not take any unnecessary damage, pass the opponent, and then just path it on their turn. If I draw Ephemerate, I'll play Ice Fang Coatl next turn. If I draw land, I'll probably play Uro. Vexing Devil. What am I playing against? Ace. Take the land, opponent. It's probably a lure. Well, if it was a Lurrus deck, they might have it in the companion zone. But I played against a red-black sort of value deck. Oh, hey, Ephemerate. I mentioned that card. So I think I'm just going to play Ice Fang here, and I can do it on the... No reason not to just do it on the opponent's turn. The thing is, if they cast something that I really want... Well, I can just hard cast Force if they cast like a Liliana, and I just want to force it. It's just like a Seasoned Pyromancer, maybe? Olivia, blah, blah, blah. Mobilized for war. Oh, it's a vampire deck or something. You may discard a card. If you do, put a +1 on that creature. It gains haste, becomes a vampire. 3/3 flyer. Got it, opponent. Are you guys still with me? You're pretty quiet over there. Didn't have any questions during that extended deck tech situation. I'd really love to draw land. I just like drawing cards in general, so I'm going to Ephemerate this now. If the opponent has a gut shot, like, kudos, opponent. No? You guys not with me? No, nobody responding? You just tune out when I did that 20-minute deck tech a little while ago. Yeah, opponent's playing some spice, for sure. All right, I can dig it. We could play Soulherder and then protect it. I think it's just better to play Stonehorn. And then next turn we can play Soulherder. I've also got the Cord. I'm probably gonna, probably some kind of madness, I guess. Discard matters. Uro lets me play both of my lands, which could be cool. But then I don't really have anything else that I can play. I don't have any 2-drops. But if I play this fetch and crack it, I'm getting very close to being able to... I think just Stonehorn is fine. So I will play this, and I will go get my... Oh, well, I think Stonehorn is probably the call here. Just don't let them... It seems like it's a deck that really wants to attack, so... could try to establish some kind of lock with Soulherder, potentially get to the 6 mana point and just like play Soulherder with Force of Negation backup. Alternatively, like Ephemerate off the top is always just like a ridiculous card. Probably this deck seems like it's going to play Kroxa, right? Because they want to discard stuff. Okay, each vampire you own isn't on the battlefield has madness. The madness cost is it's equal to its mana cost. Oh, okay, that's confusing. Oh, so here they get to replace a discard by casting a creature, right? Like it gives them the opportunity to just they didn't do it. I guess they didn't discard anything. That's weird. Good call, excellent call, Molecule there. Salt Molecule, I guess, is your name. Ephemerate, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. So now we do want more green to get into like Chord territory. I think I'm going to play Soulherder and just protect it with Ephemerate. Which case I don't need to crack this land just now, like right now. Although I could attack if they block. Maybe I want to trade my Ice Fang for this crazy Olivia thing. Could also have 2 pieces of removal, which would be nasty. I think I'll just play Soulherder. And I'm going to blink the Stonehorn here. So we've only got the 1 Ephemerate to protect with. Protect one of our creatures. It could be, but of course, black and red, they have to have a whole bunch of removal, right? So maybe I should just get whatever. Like these ticky-tack attacks like don't really matter. We're gonna win or we're gonna lose, basically. Well, what is the opponent holding up 4 mana for? This only triggers when something enters the battlefield. Yeah, we want to use that. We can Chord for 2. I don't love that. All right, so one attack in the bag right now. Good idea to generally keep track of how many attacks you have stacked up. Opponent leaving 4 mana unused that turn. Maybe they have all Olivias in their hand and there's no reason to cast her out. Like, this guy's a rare. It's pretty sick. Okay, they can't attack. Are they just going to waste 5 mana this turn? I can get behind that plan. Okay, looks like that's looks like that's their strategy right now. In which case, fine, I guess, opponent. So we've got that Uro mana now, but we're not quite there yet in the graveyard. I think just like Chording for something crazy. Like maybe I'll just Chord for Hostage Taker and take away their Olivia or something. So we'll pass the turn. No attacks. Now I can hold up Ephemerate and Force. Meanwhile, 3 mana for the Fiery Tempers. So this is trying to deal 3 damage to my. So I can't grow it fast enough with just Ephemerate. So like for the blowout, you know. So probably just best to force this, right? Not a big deal. Opponent obviously unfamiliar with Soulherder because they should have done that a long time ago if they were going to do that. All right, well let's grow this Soulherder outside of bolt range. That would be nice. So once again, down below, Chord for 3, which is sort of a baseline if you're in control of the game. You don't want to waste it just getting like another Ice Fang Coatl. So the only thing we have here is like Force and Ephemerate, basically. Like, I'd be fine pitching Uro if they try to kill one of my things again. So this attack is taken care of. Liliana, a vampire Nighthawk. Yeah, that doesn't really. How is this being cast? Oh, it has it has madness, but they're not casting it with madness. So we're currently a minute and a half behind. I guess we'll have to see, you know. Are they going to discard something? They discarded a land? What does that let them do? Oh, they put a +1 counter on the creature that can't attack. Awesome. I'm going to be pretty safe with this Ephemerate. I do have Force up. Blah, what should I do? I kind of like getting ahead on value here. Couldn't possibly have like 2 bolts or something. Nah, let's be safe. We got this game locked up. So again, we can just chord for something gigantic if we feel like it. So I'm gonna play this now. See if I draw land, for example. I still have triple green now to be able to chord. I still have chord for 4 with what's being shown. I also have hardcast Force up. Do I want to cast that? I don't think so. I think we're just kind of chilling. I would love, like, oh, I can go get an Eternal Witness here. I think it's probably the best just to get, like, my Path to Exile back so I can just, like, kill anything that needs killing. That second Ice Fang actually turned on Death Touch for both of these guys, so could be relevant at some point if the opponent ever gets to attack. Okay, Soulherder now a 4/4. Well, momentarily. Go for it, opponent. Bolt my Soulherder. Okay, they don't have it right now. All right, so no attacks. We do have hardcast Force up. I can play a little faster. We've got this kind of pretty tightly wrapped up here. Actually, I would chord for that. I can leave the Ephemerate back. I'll just get Path. I can cast Path like right away. Tap like this, like a little rainbow. Opponent just super confused, doesn't really know what they want to do here. Okay, cycling is fair. You got it. You're not unearthing anything yet. Okay, also okay. This guy, okay. +1 counters. Yeah. Want to pitch the land. They got 1 card in hand now. All right, we're getting another combo piece in hand with Eternal Witness. Always nice to get these interesting pairings in the early part of the league. Opponent just thinking for a second if they wanted to counter that, I think. So we're going to get back Path right now. We've got an Ephemerate in hand. I'll just start pathing some stuff. Like, why not? We eventually have to attack and win. They're tapped out, so shields are down, but you know they can't attack. I mean, they can't do anything, and they've only got 1 card in hand. Okay, the gap in time is narrowed to about a minute. So, all right, we're getting pretty close to the point where we could start. Excuse me, dry throat. I think I'll just cast this thing. Hey, land. I guess I might as well cast Uro. No reason like just dragging it out. I mean, the opponent, I don't know. Like I can play around anything. Like, is an aggro vampires deck going to play Damnation? I'm gonna guess no. But if they do, I could just cast Uro from the graveyard. Oh, looks like I closed Twitch by mistake here. Okay, that's better. Opponent scooped, so totally reasonable scoop. So I guess I got a little tickle in my throat. Too much talking today. Okay, so I mean, it's like a black-red aggressive deck. Worship is a bomb. All these purges just justifying themselves to the max. Since I added them to the... they want to do stuff with the graveyard, right? Didn't we just see them want to do something with the graveyard? Like, oh, Unearth. They run Unearth. I didn't see if they had a lot of fetch lands or not. And we didn't see anything like Thoughtseize or anything like that, so I think that Veil can probably stay in the sideboard. Spore Frog is awesome. I think all their creatures are flying for the most part, so maybe Burrington is not that amazing, but it could counter like a Fiery Temper or Lightning Bolt. What do you guys think about Burrington coming in? Knight of Autumn can come out. I think all the forces come out. They were just super gratuitous that game. We didn't see a lot of removal, if any, from they had the Fiery Temper. So I think I'm fine leaving the birds in to try to jump ahead. I said I was going to take Knight out. Soulherder seems like gas in the matchup. Deputy probably good. I could take out a land on the draw. I do that sometimes. I don't think I want to cut any of the cords. I like the Siege Rhino, both for life gain and as a way to win the game. Maybe I bring in the other Teferi, just slow them down. I don't think they want to do a lot of stuff at instant speed. So maybe I actually just cut this Teferi. I very, very rarely cut Teferi. Black-red vampires, it has to be like a very particular build. My question is whether Ashiok is worth it coming in, but I think the only card that cares about the graveyard is probably Unearth. Nah, this is not a deck, Mr. Airplane. The vampires deck is not really a thing. It's just some people just kind of randomly jam it here and there. I'm gonna submit this, and if we see like spots where Burrington would have been good, or maybe Ashiok would have been good, or maybe Teferi would have been good, but this feels fine. Just like maxing out, like doubling the removal, doubling or tripling the sort of anti-attack stuff. This is greedy, but on the draw, I'm going to keep this. And it's a fresh league. The deck got all of its hate out last league, I think. So we're going to draw land right off the top, maybe a basic forest. Oh, birds are birds. So I do have to get like a, I guess green-white is probably the way to go here. Opponent in the tank. What is this land that uses the graveyard or does something? I don't know. Did you say fetch land? Fetch? Like a dog? Fetch? All right, so play your 2-drop creature. Let me untap. Please, 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 pretty please. Affecting Devil. I think once again I'm going to decline. Decline to take the damage. Nah. Land. Land off the top. Land. Yes. Now that was excellent because it means that we can play a birds and we can hold up Celestial Purge. I'm gonna get blue and I'm gonna play birds with the birds, I guess, or something like that. It doesn't really matter how I use my mana. Just do it like this. I mean, if they were going to kill the birds, they would have done on their turn. Could also just play Coiling Oracle and try to get ahead. But next turn, we've got like Eternal Witness. If we draw land, we get back Purge. So does the opponent have their third? Oh, look, we have the same avatar. It's like literally the only time I've ever seen the ninja. I feel like I should say that to the opponent. Nice avatar, but whatever. Let them concentrate. Lightning Skelemental, eh? That thing is getting super Celestial Purged. That thing was not on my radar, but it should have been with Unearth. It's not an attack trigger. Don't worry, everybody. It's a damage trigger. Peace out. Peace out. That card is one of the scariest cards in Modern. Like, yeah, you get comboed out by all sorts of things, but Lightning Skelemental is going to ruin your day. No, it's not time for me to block yet with these birds. Ephemerate is fine. Get rid of the Vexing Devil. Put up like a 1/3 against... yeah, so Deputy. Deputy seems pretty good, right? Although I could just get down Stonehorn. Stonehorn seems even better. We'd love to gain some life at some point. Opponent could just be chilling on like a few burn spells. I don't know. Deputy into Soulherder seems fine. I mean, Eternal Witness into land seems poor. Yeah, just use all my mana. Just like whatever. Stonehorn was obviously pretty bomb last game. So now they can't attack. Hopefully they play like another Skelemental or something. They forget that haste doesn't really like get them around this thing. Like they tried to give like the vampire Nighthawk or whatever haste last game, but Stonehorn doesn't care about haste. Doesn't care at all about haste. Tapped. Tapped. Play a tapped opponent. You don't have... Oh. Just want them to like not do anything. I want to establish something over here. Play a Lightning Skelemental, please. Ah. All right, well, we've got our Eternal Witness. Not the end of the world. Land. Basic Forest. It's sort of close to a Basic Forest. But our life total is getting a little bit sketchy. Sketchy. I'm super shook of Lightning Skelementals. And I think you guys should all be super shook of Lightning Skelementals. So I think I'm going to just play Eternal Witness, get back Celestial Purge, and chill. I mean, alternatively, we could play Deputy, take away the Vexing Devil, neutralize any attacks out of this guy, because I've got 3 toughness, and play a Coiling Oracle. Playing 2 spells is usually better than playing 1, but it's not just 1 here. I would be getting back Purge. It's also possible that just getting back Stonehorn and locking them is the way to go. So tricky. I think this is all going to start with me getting a forest here. And it will definitely, if I'm going to get back the Purge, which I think I am, the next turn I can play Soulherder. If they don't have removal, I can play Eternal Witness. Sorry, let me finish my thought here. I'm going to play Eternal Witness. Next turn I can play Soulherder, blink Eternal Witness, get back the Celestial Purge, and just carry on like that. I'm gonna tap my birds because I don't want them to like push them right now and screw me for my my next turn. Now the Celestial Purge is not so much for these guys. Though these guys are a little bit scary too, and if they go to combat just with these two, of course I would just kill the Vexing Devil right now. But if they have a Skelemental, like, all bets are off. We need to kill that thing. Excuse me. Opponent played this untapped. What are they doing for? Are they going to terminate something else? Lightning Bolt, when they could have Lightning Bolted my face. Questionable. Nothing I could do about it, though. Why did they play that untapped? They also have like a push or something? Okay. I'd love to not see the Skelemental. That's awesome. All right, you go away. Please. So I don't know, like a Siege Rhino off the top, or maybe like a Hostage Taker would be kind of cool. Excuse me. I can just play Oracle plus Soulherder next turn if I feel like it. More vampires to come here. Oh, all right. I think we're getting burnt out. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, how can I gain life? Guys, I'm so shook. Opponent, don't do it to me. Do they have like a Croxa in hand or something? I mean, I could play... No, I can't play both of these guys. I mean, Deputies. I'll start with the Oracle. Maybe the Oracle will draw me like some life gain or something. That's the opposite of life gain. This is fairly conservative, but I'm at 2 life, so I don't know if you can blame me. Opponent just straight to the face with that Fiery Temper. Like, they've got to have something to clean it up with. Ghost Quarter and nothing. Life gain off the top. Man, guys, I'm so shook. I guess I get back... I don't know. I guess I get back, like, the Celestial Purge. I hold up Ephemerate and Purge. I think I'm just going to die to burn, like, unless I draw a Court of Calling, like, really soon. And it's fine. It's an aggressive deck. It's what it does. Worship would be awesome if we could just make the opponent miss one more top deck. Come on, opponent. Just draw a vampire. Just draw a vampire. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need to respond to that. Just gonna get blue. White is more clutch in this spot. Come on, opponent. Just draw, like, I don't know, Vampire Nighthawk. Random red vampire. Random black vampire. Okay, well, this you typically want to ephemerate in these spots. You know what? No. I'm gonna let it go. The opponent takes the purge. I can always ephemerate. Slow my roll because now they have like the Skelemental. They just top deck the Skelemental or whatever. Took the Soulherder. Interesting. Well, it doesn't really matter too much because I get to just get it back from the graveyard. Yay! So I don't even know here. Like, I guess Stonehorn? Soulherder is cheaper. So Siege Rhino, Worship. Come on, deck. Hook it up. It's funny because I took Knight out. Uro would be a good one, huh? Uro would be a very good draw here. Oh my god. Deck. This is how the deck usually runs, guys. Like, that's the second, like, called shot tonight. The most amazing called shot tonight was when I said, like, basic planes and it was on top of the deck. That was ridiculous. I'm going to ephemerate right now. Oh, is opponent scooping? I think they're scooping. All right. So we were able to beat black-red vampires. It's a deck that we should absolutely be able to beat. And deck looked good. Deck looked good doing it. There's another purge. I've said a few times tonight that I recently added my 3rd purge to the sideboard. And it's based on observation over like, the past year or more of me running Soulherder, but also just like the last month with this list in particular. It just does so much. It comes in against so many decks. It's just it's removal against prowess that doesn't ramp them, and that's sometimes very relevant because they're trying to cast like Bedlam Reveler and stuff like that. Also, just trying to unload like 8 spells on one turn, and if you just give them mana all the time with Path, not the best, right? I mean, it's obvious. Path is an amazing spell. It would be worse if it was 2 mana like Celestial Purge. But Purge kills things without ramping opponents, which is amazing. It kills Klothys, which is one of the most hard to deal with permanents in the game. It permanently just deals with Renin 6, Liliana of the Veil, Death Shadow, Gurmag Anglers. I said Klothys, Bloodbraid Elf, anything and everything. Chandra, Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon, Glorybringer. I could go on and on. Celestial Purge is amazing. It comes in against Burn, kills all their creatures. It's good stuff. Good stuff. And I like having 3, way more than I like having any number of Ether Gusts. So, looks like there's about 10 of you guys still with me this evening. I think I'm going to call it there for the day. My throat's a little bit sore. If any of you guys are new to the stream this evening and you're not following, I'd appreciate it if you gave me the follow. I stream Soulherder every Monday night. Even if I'm tired, even if I have a sore throat, I'm always going to be here on Monday playing Soulherder, unless some emergency comes up. And Wednesday evening, I stream Merfolk. If you guys joined me a little bit late and you're interested in hearing my thoughts on this deck, you can watch the replay of this either on Twitch. I think like right now, you can even watch the replay. I did do like a pretty extensive deck tech after I finished the first 2 matches this evening. So you can catch that in the replay, either on Twitch or on my YouTube channel. The link is down below. It's just YouTube/MerfolkJoe. If any of you guys really love the channel, you want to support it, you can subscribe. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Prime account with your Twitch account and do it for free. If you're interested in doing that, you can Google link Amazon Prime with Twitch, and it takes like all of 2 minutes. So pretty easy to do. And again, I very much appreciate the support. Pretty nice evening of Magic with Soulherder. I lost 1 round to Prowess, where I pretty much got steamrolled, and I had terrible draws in one of the games. And then I won the last round of that weird league that I played, and then I won this first round against Vampires, which very strange opponent. Not complaining though. The deck felt solid. We didn't draw all lands, and we got there. So. Thanks again for joining me, guys. I'm going to go ahead and check who's online right now. If you just bear with me for a second, I would love to send you guys over to somebody else in the Card Hoarder network. If you see it over on the right, I recently got this small sponsorship by Card Hoarder. And it's just made up of a bunch of other streamers. Some of them pretty famous, some of them lesser known. But if you guys just stick around for a second, I'm going to try to send you to somebody else. Jim Davis is streaming right now. So Jim Davis MTG. If you go over there and say hello from Merfolk Joe, that would be awesome. So just bear with me for a sec. I just need to type in something for you guys. Okay, so Jim Davis, MTG, I'm going to send you guys over there. Please say hello for me. And tune in on Wednesday if you'd like to see some Merfolk action, and if you want to see some more Soulherder. I've got like an infinite number of these videos on my YouTube channel now. I put all of these streams over onto YouTube, so they're there. Also a lot of Merfolk content. So anyhow, enjoy Jim Davis's stream, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.